Corey's Crew, Wu-Tang Financial, Choo-Choo the Dance Teacher, Rap Forever Rudy's, College Avalanche, Laugh Lovers Anonymous, The Umbrellas, Shake and Bake, Why Save Warriors, Scott Uno Dos.
Welcome to the KSFL Tuesday Report Week 11. As you can see, we have a new format, and as you can see, it is Thursday and not Tuesday. Let's move on to the scores. Scott Uno Dos takes over Lamp Lovers Anonymous in their big game, 91-89. This is the second straight week that Scott Uno Dos has taken down a team that it was and is currently in the playoff spot. Shank and Bake wins over Choo Choo the Dance Teacher, more like we change our name every week, 70-60. Corey's Crew upsets the Umbrellas, 98-67. Wu-Tang goes down to Weiss's Warriors, 74-85. And last but not least, Rap Forever Rudy's loses to College Avalanche, 67-85. Next up, we're going to go to the top score of the week. It's going to be Corey's Crew, managed by Charles Moore. They walk away with 98 points. It's not very many weeks that you see a top score with 98 points. Next to the Who's Hot, we got Scott Uno Dos. I mean, the kid spoiled 2 straight games in a row. 2-game win streak. Shankabake, Tony Muscala. Guy's on a 5-game win streak. Can't say anything but that. That guy is hot right now. Who's not hot? Rap Forever Rudy's. I'm sorry, Joe, but your team's just is starting to tail dive, and the Umbrellas is not doing well either. Both teams are sitting at 5 and 6, tied for that 5th place spot. We'll see what happens with them. I think one of those 2 teams will make the playoffs, and you'll see which team I think will make the playoffs in a little bit. Now the power ranks. Wu-Tang, Shank, Bake, and Weiss's Warriors are tied for first place in the actual standings. I'm staying all alone in 4th place, and as you can see, the 5-way tie for 5th place, and then there's Scott sitting at the bottom, 2-game win streak though. As I mentioned, he is out of the playoffs, so that won't really matter, but he can still spoil a lot of people's seasons. As you can see, your ranks are on the left side. Charlie Marguerite holds on to the 1st spot, although not unanimous like prior weeks. The close matchup is between Ryan Myers and John Moore. They're only 1 point apart. And look at my power ranks. Big difference up there is that I'm still pretty far down at number 7. But we'll see what happens with that. And Scotty Boy is number 8, unlike the actual standings and your guys' poll. That says he's number 10. Move to my projections. Once again, I did well last week, going 3-2, pushes my season total 14-16, which isn't too bad. Choo Choo the Dance Teacher, I think this week will take care of Weiss's Warriors. College Avalanche over Scott Uno Dos. The Doses they won't keep their spoilers going. I think the 2-game win streak stops right there. Lamp Lovers Anonymous over Corey's Crew. The Umbrellas, I think, will upset Wu-Tang to send Wu-Tang on a 2-game losing streak. And the Shake. Wow, I did it again. I spelled their name wrong. Shankabake will take over Rap Forever Rudy's big time. Huge margin there. I don't even think Joe has a chance. Moving on. As you can see, here are the 5 teams that are currently tied for 5th place. We're going to break down these teams one by one, and we're going to eliminate them down to 2 teams. And these are the 2 teams that I think will make the playoffs out of these 5. And that is assuming that the top 4 teams in the league right now will be in the playoffs. I understand that definitely is not a for sure thing, and that could change, and more than 2 of these teams could make it, but if I had to choose 2, this is what it'd be. I'm going to look at the first team I'm going to look at is Joe Jensen. Horrible quarterback. He's got shit Quinn at quarterback. Brian Westbrook and Brandon Jacobs are both solid running backs. Westbrook, however, has a few hard matchups. He's got Baltimore, Arizona, New York, Giants, Cleveland, Washington the next rest of the season, actually. At least 3 of those will provide for hard games for him, and that could hurt Joe big time. Brandon Jacobs also has a couple hard matchups. And then Joe's receivers are just, I wouldn't say they're very consistent. Bernard Berrien, he's proven he can put up 10-plus point games, but as of late he hasn't been showing that, and he just is very inconsistent. And then Plaxico and Marvin. Plaxico has a lot of off-field troubles, and Marvin is, I think, a little past his prime, so between the 2 of those, I mean, I think Joe's a year late on those guys. The only thing Joe has going for him is he has MJD on his bench, which could definitely prove to be a good backup, but how do you start him over Jacobs or Westbrook? That'd be a hard choice to make. So we're going to have to eliminate Joe. Next up, we're going to look at John Moore. I think John is third best quarterback in the league, point-wise. He also has Marion Barber, who as of late has turned it on now with Tony Romo back, and he does have two favorable matchups for him ahead with San Francisco and Seattle. Braylon Edwards also has done fairly well lately, but I don't know if that's going to continue, and I just don't see anything